live. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. And please make sure to hit that like button. Whether you're in during the live or watching it after it's aired out to YouTube, please, well, it's on YouTube, but when it becomes available, if you're not in the live, please hit that like button and allow more people to reach this beautiful community and allow us to reach each other and be able to get on the same page and talk about, especially today, the fact that the weekly candle is closing today. And that is a major event that's going to take place for the fact that right now we're below a critical support. So let me timestamp this. I don't know how popular XRP is going to be today or like the last few days, just because when we're in more of a bearish tendency, more people decide to check out if they don't feel like a parabolic spike's coming. So we'll see how many people participate. I'll be here for a good half hour answering questions and doing a rundown right now before the daily close. Jason, Mark, and Messi, welcome in. Messi says new moon today. Tomorrow. Mark Crawford says hi from the UK. I appreciate you tuning in from the UK. Jason, good afternoon, buddy. Trading with J-Ride. Welcome. Well, not welcome to Tom's Army, but thanks for renewing. And he's been a member of Tom's Army for 2 years or more. He's got the 2-year badge in front of him. That's 24 months. And it's the 589 badge that I made on the moon with the price 589 because that was the speculation end of 2023. But like I said, 0.589 was more like it. We'd be closer to 0.589, 58.9 cents to $589, and it's proven true. Thanks, Mark. That's fantastic content. I appreciate that. Good evening, Mo. Appreciate you being in here as well. Michael, Rob, good afternoon. Mark Caston, thanks for tuning in from Scotland. I really appreciate that. But yeah, for XRP, I don't even think I timestamped this yet, did I? Did I timestamp this? I don't even remember. Yes, no, maybe so. I can't remember. I got home from a coaching game not too long ago, so I'll let everybody know how that went. So, but I don't remember if I timestamped this. Could somebody let me know if I timestamped this? Okay, no. Thank you for trading with J-Ride. So, good mid-afternoon. 3:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, November 12th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Today's a symbolic day for where I live as well. You know why? Does anybody know what today is? Today's my brother's birthday. Turns 38 today. Old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. And my nephew turns 12 today as well. So uncle and nephew, both birthdays on the same day. So that's pretty cool. So it's their birthday. So happy birthday, Vince and Isaac, if you're out there watching in the abyss. Have a good day. My brother's driving back to Illinois today for work, so he's not too happy about that. He was home for a while, but now he's got to go back for a little bit, which sucks. At least I got to watch the Penn State game with him last night, Michigan versus Penn State. So what's going on right now, and the reason I came on, and I know I don't always come on during the weekends, but I wanted to come on and at least share this bit of information while I could. Mark Sintic, welcome in from Cleveland. I really appreciate it, and thank you everybody for letting me know that I needed to do the intro. OMC, good afternoon. John Hall, welcome in. Mark Crawford, Polygon up 10%. Yeah, Maddox, a phenomenal and off-the one that I beat myself over the back of the head for not buying because I was so caught up in buying, as we know what we bought up in the community. And it was not a small task. It was XRP, XLM, XDC, DGB, ZIL, VeChain, Solo, Corium, Gala, Algo, Casper, H-Bar, Flare. And we bought them all at very, very nice prices because we're up at a good amount on each of them. And Algo's up another 6.29% today. Everybody knows we bought it in the rotation. Does everybody know the rotation we bought it? And I didn't even get my 10,000. I was only able to get 7,800 and just over 7,800, which I'm very happy about. But we bought it in the rotation. So we bought it anywhere right in here. And we said we weren't buying it once it broke over this because I knew it wasn't just going to stop at the 200. Likely, we've got such a big reversal coming that is it going to stop up here at 15? Is it going to come up, or is it going to try to come all the way back up to 27 cents? Maybe not right now, but this was a unbelievable when we talk about some of the ones that were hit the hardest, and I'm building in to XRP today. When you talk about some of the ones that were hit the hardest, 96% down around where we started buying it. Even now, it's still 94.6 from the top down, even at 15 cents. So, I mean, it's unbelievable. And the price we got on this, I remember people saying back in 21 for me to buy it at $2 plus. And I said, I'm not paying $28,000 on 10,000 tokens. I said, I'll do it when I can buy 10,000 for $1,000 or something like that. And people used to laugh at me. But you know what? I don't think people are laughing so much now because of the portfolio we put together. I mean, even I forecasted it, but it was very difficult for me to imagine that every single thing was going to fall into there. I just assumed somehow, some way we weren't going to get as cheap on everything. But at least with XRP, I was comfortable just because of the manipulation. But here's the deal, everybody. And I'll keep reading through the comments. Here's the deal, and here's why I have us all brought together. Wow, you guys have impressed me, honestly. I did not think we were going to have 68 people on a Sunday. I'll be honest, football's on right now, and a lot of people are mind numb, and they're just not saying if you're watching, you're just mind numb. But a lot of the USA is mind numb on Sundays with football. They don't pay attention to what's really going on. So the big thing right now is, does anybody remember the most important level I talked about when we broke up for the weekly time frame? It's 663. That's such an important level because this old weekly candle, and it's still even the daily candle you can go back to as well. But when you have the weekly candle, and I keep hitting the wrong button. The weekly candle, it's so important. This last weekly candles, you don't want to make, here's the deal. When you come up to a new range on the weeklies, if you want to keep moving up in succession, you don't want to make a new higher low. And what I mean is, if we close above this, make a higher high, and then close below the high, we wouldn't even make, we would have a new lower high and a higher low. We don't want that. Or we want higher highs and higher lows. We don't want a higher high and a lower low. So if we close below 663, that means we're going to close below the top of that wick. That's going to put us back into the old don't want to be there zone. You want this to close at 663, keep this beautiful inverted hammer, and not start with downside pressure. And it's not that it goes bearish here. This is your first warning sign. If you get a weekly close below 663, you're more than likely going to end up coming back and retest down and see if 633 is alive, unless it's just a fake out to get some of the leverage traders out, because there is still an anomaly here. Even if it finished below 663, it's still green. We're still green. We're just not showing the support that we could maintain. That weekly candle, the high we hit on the last weekly candle, we would end up coming below it for the daily or for the weekly close on the next candle. To me, I don't want to be closing below weekly candles. You want to be able to show strength. That the wick pull down was just for more liquidity. You pull up, wick pull down, same thing, new liquidity. Next wick pull down, you might have the low at 7362 for the next one. You know, and that's what we're talking, or not the low, but when you finish the next candle, then the one following next week would be up there. That's what I'm saying. So you're trying to have continuation. The one good thing about this still as well is we know we have the weekly golden cross, so that is also a good thing. But also, these weekly candles, we went from 194 to 232, now up to 365. So it's not like we're doing a bad thing. The 2 weeks ago, we had an open at 5068, and I'll continue pointing to this. We closed at 5462. I don't even care about the high. I just care about where we close. Now you see where the last high is, though, at 586. We closed at 5462, up 4 cents, or up over 8%. Now remember the 5462? Now look where the close is here. Now, we might have opened at 5265, but we closed at 6076. We had a high of 6633. Up about 6 cents and some change, and just over about 11.25%. Now remember the close is at 6076. Now on this one, we opened at 5670. So just because you come through and open there doesn't mean it's the end all be all. We just ended up gaining great pressure for the next week. We just have to pay attention because we didn't start off hot to start the week. So this one is the one that is the most concerning, only because we went all the way up to 73 cents and we've had a low at 56.7. We don't want to go all the way down to that technical low of 56.7. We would like to break up, and we're not going to close over that 67.11. It doesn't look like. Or I mean, over that. No, we won't close over. If we close at 67.11, it would be perfect. If the weekly closed at 67.11. But right now we know we're a little bit below that. We are getting close, and I'm just saying I want it to close over 663 so we can at least keep that positive connotation, and we can at least keep the fact that this could continue to be a catalyst to push us up. That volume doesn't tell me we're getting weaker. The weekly golden cross doesn't tell me we're getting weaker. It's just the smaller time frames that are hinting, hey, Tom, you better be transparent with your audience and not leave this key information out just to make yourself or make XRP look good. So this is what I'm saying. In a 2-hour time frame, we created what looks like an M-topping reversal. Could be a bear flag playing out as we speak. Which means if we close below 6635, that's a bearish tendency in more ways than one. You close under the 2-hour 20-day. You close under substantial weekly time frame support, or what you're trying to make support instead of resistance, and you just close underneath what could be a negative connotation here, and this right arm could pull you right down to the 200-day, and what are we competing with? Right there at 633. If this ended up rolling through and you went down to the 4-hour time frame, it gets dicey. That's all the way down at 58.9. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not that it's overtly bearish, because even here you could say we're fighting to have a hammer candle here. Or a weak dragonfly, not a hammer candle, a weak dragonfly, but it's a bearish one, probably where it's at right now, unless we push up by a little bit. And yeah, the futures, or the weekly candle closes at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last week, or before last Sunday, it would have been 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but in the USA, our clocks fell back by a week. So in the future, in 150 days, I don't know, we'll have to go forward again, and it'll be the same pain in the ass that it'll be from 8 o'clock instead of 7. I love it when it's at 7. Draws more of us together, I think. I just, But, and the other thing is, I still think we're being played here, because when I look at this from a all-out pattern, first of all, you have the cup and handle. You rounded the bottom, and now you're putting in a bullish handle on the cup. Even if it comes all the way back down here, and then, I mean, that's such a bullish, it's still in a bullish proposition here. As long as it's over here, you're in a bullish proposition. You close under here on the weekly, it just tells you have to be cautious, because that's your last support until you can fall through. That's all. Right now, you got one support between. If you fall below, you can still bounce off. It's not a big deal. It's just, if you fall below that and do that, you're in some trouble. So, what do you guys think? Do I sound like a nut job? Do I sound like I know what I'm talking about? I would love to see more of you in here in Tom's Army. I don't see very many of you all that are in here today in Tom's Army. I think I would love to see more people, especially around Christmas time in Tom's Army. And my birthday is December 17th, so, if you want to send me a gift, join Tom's Army. And what reason would you want to join Tom's Army? Because I don't do paid promotions, paid advertisements, or paid sponsorships of any kind. And if you appreciate my time, that's always the way to do it. You can also hit that like button as a way of paying it forward for my time. Share this far and wide on social media. But the reason I'm talking about Tom's Army is I see 91 people and only 57 people hit the like button, which means we're not getting the most bang out of our buck here. So if you don't want to hit the like button, you can always join Tom's Army or send a YouTube super chat. No one's donated today. So I think hitting that like button is absolutely what we need to do. It's absolutely fundamentally necessary, as Julie said. It's a fundamental show of support. It's going to be a very crazy week this week. Quit talking poop about my beloved XRP. Hey, XRP, I'm talking the positive. I'm talking the positive right now. I'm showing you all the good sides of it. This chart is only bullish like all the other influencers says. Noah, are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? Don't you ever compare me to all the other influencers when they don't put a presentable chart out there. You've been in here so many, how could you even compare this chart to that? I just showed you how you would need to stay bullish and how you fall bearish. My chart is like this because this is the formation that's put out in front of us. This is the actual pattern and the actual representation you should be using. We have a bull flag we broke out of. We have a rising channel from 2022. And let me ask you a question, sir. Since you want to insult me, even without even realizing you gave me a backhanded compliment. What other influencer has those charts? I know you are. That's why I can talk to you like this. That's why I said. If you listen to what I was saying in the beginning, this is how I talk to the critics. You see, I use you. But what other influencer will have that small chart, but then also bring you all the way back to what wasn't even a bull market in 21, since I'm the only one who seems to say that. It was a bear market rally, because you can't be in a bull market if you can't even break the resistance from a prior bull market when you came into an overextended bear market. $3.50 we'll say. Then in 21 we got rejected at the trend line, which confirmed that we were on a very big downtrend, not a bull market, mini bear market that failed miserably. Then we came back here and confirmed the 2020 uptrend by way before right here, and then we confirmed it with the 2020 lawsuit and had a parabolic spike right here, right, to our resistance. Now we have converging targets. Now we came through the 2020 uptrend held in 22. Now we know where our pattern starts, and in 22 you got that right. You started that rising channel. So when you connect all the dots, is it the same, or do you just not know bullshit when you see it? That's my question I always ask everybody. I think it's the latter of the two. Most of you don't realize you're just seeing bullshit on a daily basis, so you just lump mine in with it. That's my personal observation, and I'm allowed to say it. You know, I think most people are bullshitting you, and that's okay. That's why they charge you. That's why they have paid promotions every 6.5 seconds while they're talking. That's why it says paid sponsorship on every single update. Does anybody realize it says paid partnership on most of your favorite YouTubers, every video they put? That's because they're paid to say what they need to. Open your eyes and ears. Stop bringing that bullshit into here. How about that? How about that? No. But on a positive note, that's what I could say every single day, but I choose not to. See, open and obvious. Open and obvious. I'm just saying all the other guys just talk everything is roses, even when it's obviously not. You've always been real. It's why I have the bad. Oh, I know that. Oh, trust me, I know that, Noah. I told you I was using you as an example. No, you should not be waiting for me to tell you when to let go at all. Absolutely not. I show these wink wink moments when, if it breaks like this rising channel from June of 22 and you're not in it for the long haul, how if you bought it and you're up 90% or 80% at that point, you have the option. Even now, you're up 90% from where we bought it. You have the option all the way down if it comes down to make the proper decision, but you shouldn't make any decision until that rising channel support gives way and you know you're coming back down to fill gaps. Otherwise, if it's on the top side of this, it took all the way, took 2 years, almost 2.5 now, to break this pattern, and you created what looks like a wide rounding cup and handle. So it's against my advice, even though I'm not a financial advisor, for anybody to sell in a cup and handle when it's trying to put a bullish handle on the cup. Bullish handle on the cup brings it to 85. Failing to put the bullish handle on the cup brings it right back to 58 and possibly right back to the, where would it be right now? Right about here on the 2020 uptrend. So failed cup and handle at a 75% certainty would more than likely bring you down back to the 2020 uptrend if you fail this cup and handle. There's no excuse for breaking back down if you took 2 years to get out of that formation. That would just show you have no strength, especially when you put this rounding at the bottom. So I can give a probability. I don't expect anything to go less than $5 in another year or so. Yeah, I like that target. I like those numbers. See, the reason why I like that, Noah, in that area, the reason I like that, and I'll be honest, you've got a bunch of people at $3.50, $3.48, depending on, you know, what exchange, that are at all-time highs. So I think it behooves us, if you're buying it at 30 cents, 35 cents, 50 cents, let's say you bought it at 65, I think it behooves us to sell it before it at least gets to all-time highs. You got so much liquidity up there. Even if they were going to bottom out XRP, you really don't think they're going to come for this topside liquidity before an ultimate flush if they were just going to tank it to oblivion? They're going to take every single person out in their mother on the way and go goodbye if they were going to do that. This entire board is at play. So if you're buying down here, sure, the ones up here are pissed and they're saying it's a piece of shit. Again, if you buy it here, you know, Did you buy it in the cherries or did you buy it in the tip? If you bought it in the tip, you're screwed because you got to wait for years. If you bought it in the cherries, you know, you can create a nice little run here. No pun intended. So does that make sense? But we try to be positive over negative here, but sometimes, and a lot of people say it's on Sunday when I go to church, that I'm openly and honestly blunt because I've said my piece and I want everybody to know the truth. So on Sundays is when you can find the most truth, I've been told. So, and also today we won our football game. We're 2-0. There was no offense to be found in either team. I think we got 2 first downs the whole game. And you ask yourself, how did we win with such terrible quarterback play? Which it was, but I'm not going to hold them too harshly because they're 6th graders. We won because our defense allowed 1 first down and we got a pick 6 in the 3rd quarter. That's it. So there was no offense to be found. We're 2-0 now, so I'm happy about that. You know, I think we got a good shot at least competing for a championship, at least by the first 2 out of the there's 6 teams in this league. The first 2 teams I've seen, and we play them each once in the regular season. And then the top 4 teams make the playoffs. Right now we're tied for first, so I'm pretty sure. And there's, 3 teams that are 0-2, 3 teams that are 2-0. So starting next week, we play all 2-0 teams. So it's going to be interesting. Very interesting. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm wrong. Today the team was 1-0 that we played. So there's one other team out there that's 2-0. We beat the other one that would have been 2-0. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but, you know, I try to tell the truth here. And I'm actually surprised there's 113 people here. Like, with football being on, with it being a Sunday. You know, I would think this would be normal for the week, but, you know, I think it's pretty cool. So please make sure to hit the like button while you're here as well. It does mean a lot to me. And it does help push this through the analytics and helps more beautiful people be here. I really do believe with a beautiful community here. We do a really good job with positivity over negativity. We don't play the victim. So when I see people playing the victim, I become blunt. Even if it's within a good faith. I don't want people to come in here thinking that we are BSing in here and that we're telling false truths. That's all. And I don't like to be compared to anybody because I don't think it's fair. I don't do as good of a job as Peter Schiff, Robert Kiyosaki, Mike Maloney, Jordan Peterson, and guys like that. But I do a better job than the ones you know on YouTube that are the most popular in these categories. And it's it's night and day. Because literally you pay me to nothing, but I do you better than a financial advisor. And I know that because of my own portfolio. I know it because of my own holdings in gold and silver, the way I approach the crypto markets and how much we're up in a bear market. I beg anybody to give me one other influencer where you're up 90% across the board in 23. That's sniping like abilities to be able to buy after a bear market and or after a fake bull market. But I only say that because without everybody in here, I can't do it. So many people have said, Tom, look at this one. Look at that one. Did you see H-bar running today? Did you see DGB? Did you see XL? And especially when I'm focused on XRP. So when it was hitting those points, we were able to buy it up. Actually, trading with J-Ride. I came in hot today. Noah just helped me. He helped me push the point that I wanted to. But, you know, that's all I wanted to say. I think together we can do things in abundance, but apart, especially in this market, it's going to be very difficult. And I always say I'm blessed beyond belief to have so many people that watch me. Because imagine, like, I've never marketed this because I don't have a marketing budget. I can't pay for ads. You know, I can't pay for YouTube to promote me, and we have almost 19,000 subscribers. I mean, it's unbelievable. We're over 18,800 now. I mean, we're seriously going to push 19,000 before the year's over. Maybe mid 19,000. We came into the year, we weren't even at 13 or 13 and a half. And it's a bear market, so all of you are just, I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm so lucky. Some would say it's because of the time served. I put in over 4,000 videos since March 30th of 2021, and I've never missed a day. So at least there's that. At least I know I'm the only person that can say that I've never missed a day since I started March 30th of 21. Yes, you can, Miss Vicky. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come back into plus territory. Let's give a hand for XRP. This is what we need. We need a close over 663. Oh, I know it is, Matt. That's what I'm saying. There is not another person, I guarantee you, that has put out that many videos in such a short amount of time. And it's not because I'm popular, let me tell you. In fact, some would say I'm crazy for putting so many videos out in such an amount of time. See that? 4,000 videos and 18,800 subscribers. The daily close, Miss Vicky, hasn't happened yet. It's at 3 hours and 23 minutes. Because if you bought it at the tip, you'll never see those prices again. Ooh. Somebody was paying attention to what I was trying to dish. Somebody was paying attention to what I was serving. It might not be because you'll never see it, but it's because it could take until 28, or you'll never see it because you just sell out. No, and not just so many videos, but videos with substance. Ooh. Yes, Miss Vicky, I'll explain this in one sec very deeply for you because I respect you, and I'm so glad you're here, love. I want to read what this person said real quick. We're going to have some cannabis here, so if you have cannabis and it's legal where you're at, I implore you to join us. 95 of you stuck around. I know I offended a few, but, you know, that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes when you tell the truth, you offend, and I'm okay with that. Remember, it's more in the people here, the quality over quantity, and I had to learn a harsh lesson. Because if you bought it at the tip, you'll never see those prices ever again. It's just going to be a progressive dump, and then when people get garbage prices people, and it will go back to less than $1. Unfortunately, don't be. That very well could be the exact play all the way through 28 with full adoption. That's what a lot of people don't realize when they're buying it not in a bear market. When you buy it in a bear market and you have a 34.5 cent average, you just sit there and you're like, you know, it's at 66 cents. I don't know why everybody's so mad. But then when you just take it in their perspective, they're at $1.50, $1.80, $3.20, $2.50, $2.75 since 2017, 2018. I mean, when you put it in perspective, you can start seeing why you might have the backlash when people have been listening since 2017 saying, have faith. I know you bought it at, let's say, $3.19, and now you're sitting 6 years later and you're like, motherfucker, have faith. I'm down 80%. And yet I could have sold it in the last mini bear market, and instead of being down 80%, I could have sold out for a 37% loss, and then just used my 63% to buy it 80% cheaper than I initially bought it. And I would say you are absolutely correct, but who the hell are you gonna expect to do that when you're counting pennies? That's why the real play would have been, ready, if you had a $3.18 average, as it was dropping 20%. And it can only go 100% down from where you're at, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I say 5 equal buys. This isn't no sophisticated method. This is just me using analytics and my knowledge of numbers to the best honest conclusion. So if you bought it at $3.18 and you're buying it 20% down, five buys down, you know it went all the way down to 10 cents, 12 cents. You could have an average now if you use that philosophy. And mind you, the problem is if you're looking for 10,000 tokens, it costs you over 38,000 at that point. I don't know of very many people who are willing to spend another 38,000 on the way back down, because you would have been down 99% and you would have had to buy all 5 buys. But then you would have had $76,000 in. I wouldn't spend that kind of money. That's why I had to wait for 10,000 tokens at 36 cents or 34.6. So I spent 3,460, not 36,000. But if you would have done it like that, then you could bring it down from a 3.18 average, and I know it doesn't sound great, but you'd be somewhere around $1.60, $1.55. So then when you got into that next rally to $1.98, yes, it would have been a large investment, but you get a cash out and then some, about 25% on top. So if you know what you're doing, you could have got out of that situation from the first bear market to the bear market rally back to the bear market we're in after the failed bear market rally. Does that make sense? And that's what I'm here to teach you. That's why I have to front run it with everybody in 21 when I said, get the hell out and don't buy. I don't care what anybody says. Don't buy. This is the time where you're going to lose your portfolio. You're going to become a millionaire and don't even know it. Most people don't even know what they've already done by avoiding buying it way up there and buying it where Tom, I have 4,000 XRP. My average ZACA is about 44 cents. Do you think I should continue to accumulate, or am I set for life with what I have? Hey, I don't know if you're set for life perspective wise. I can tell you though that you have to make up your own educated and informed decision. My goal with XRP was 10,000 tokens. Some people's goal was 100,000. Some people were 4,000. Honestly, I believe YouTube should be taken to court for all the insider. Oh, you're absolutely right. They should. And all these influencers that sign with these paid partnerships and paid sponsorships that give them a certain amount of tokens and then let them sell them when the public are buying exactly what they told them to buy, all of them should go to jail. Not jail, but all of them should be sued civilly. That would be like me telling you to buy, oh, I don't know, that bullshit coin Pepe, because I was offered Pepe, and they offered to give me a lot of tokens, and the only restriction was I couldn't sell it until the price was so many times higher than I had. It was so ridiculous. And I'm like, whoa, that's stupid. But the whole goal is I had to have my audience buy into it. You know, I had to keep telling people to buy it because it's the next big thing. I talked about it when it happened. I said, anybody who buys this, I'm telling you right now, it's going to have the biggest crash you've ever seen. Ever. Well, not like Bencoin, but close. And look what happened. Yep, Hamza, that's perfect. And look, in the 21 part of this bull market, I only had 7,800 XRP, only XLM and DGB, a little bit of ZIL, a little bit of VeChain at the time. That was it. I didn't have a huge portfolio. Now I've got a lot of different things. You don't need to pay for ads. YouTube pays you. Laugh out loud. You don't need to pay for ads. YouTube. What do you mean I don't need to pay for ads? Yeah, YouTube pays me. I've talked about this a billion. What is that? Is that a flex? No. You pay for advertising from YouTube and they put you on. You ever see when you do a search on the search bar, numbnuts? Excuse my French. But if you're going to flex, at least know your information. I'm talking about you want to pay to be in the advertisement from YouTube so that when somebody does a search for XRP, I'm the first person on that search bar. You really think those people earn that spot, or do you think they're paying for it? So everybody needs to start using their brain. No. That's the last thing I'm saying. But I just wanted to, sometimes I have to say my piece, and I always say I do it on a Sunday. Everybody's disrespectful to me, and that's cool. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people. But, I use that as a positive motivation. XDC is on Uphold. That's where I bought it. But you know why people do it? Because if I give them a reaction, it makes them think that they did something important. But sometimes I like to use people's negativity and I can at least give an honest response. But for XRP, Miss Vicky, to answer your question, I apologize, it took me like 7 minutes to get here. XRP in the weekly time frame, we're looking to close above 663. The reason that's important is we had this weekly candle here. We had that weekly wick top at 663. We want to close above that to show strength that we're going to continue to have higher lows and higher highs. If you have a lower high here, you technically could start a bearish tendency. And the reason why it's important, you don't want to give any credibility here. I mean, if you have to, you want to, because if you go into the 2 hourly, we can see how we could possibly be putting in an M-topping reverse on a right shoulder. In the right shoulder. Not everybody is a fan of Uphold, but I will tell you, if you're not a fan of Uphold, you really should do research. I've given you guys a million different ways, and why I always talk about MEXC and or FEMEX. You buy your tokens in and then you send it. But yeah, when the markets go crazy, it always goes down. So if you're looking to sell or buy in a moment of true volatility, it's going to go down. Or the site's going to go down. That's why I show FEMEX. FEMEX has never went down since I've had it, even when XRP went up 94% after that settlement. Or the non-security. So anyhow, Miss Vicky. So with the weekly time frame, we're trying to continue to show strength. And the close over 6635 would be the ultimate sign of strength here. And then you can continue on these weekly hammer candles. If you close below 6635, you start to open the door for that 2 hour time frame, because now you've created a lower low above the higher high. So basically, I don't want the higher low to still be below the former high here. So now in this new candle, the high would be up here, but now where's the low on the candle? So we've created a higher high, but if we create a lower low, even though, you know, I would like to see this new high not be a low that's below the last high. I know it sounds stupid, but it's just from an analytical standpoint. It opens the door, and I've seen it a million times, but it's fighting with itself. It's fighting with itself. The weekly candle closes in 3 hours and 13 minutes, Miss Vicky, at 7 p.m. But the one thing you need to remember, the ones addressing Uphold, they have a license to distribute gold and silver bullion to many different countries, so they're held to a higher standard. So they can't have the active liquidity that some other exchanges have, and they have to have a certified holdings to be able to move gold and silver like that, or precious metals. You can't deliver precious metals if you're in a negative balance as an exchange or a broker. So they have to meet special specifications to hold that licensing. So if you ever wonder why their liquidity pool might be, it goes up and down, maybe when it's too much volatility, the site goes down, or there's a higher user fee when you buy a token, it's for those reasons. They just don't have the liquidity that some others would have on hand, because they have to have their books in balance, which means they can't use USDT to cook the books like Binance does. Oh, I said it. Or like the BUSD token on Binance. They can't cook the books like that. You won't see an Uphold tokens. They can't do it. You won't see the UPUSDT. The only up and up product you'll see is at Target. I use Uphold a lot and will continue to. They bent over backwards to meet FCA standards in the UK, so exactly. And they never folded to the USA when they told them that they had to get rid of XRP. So I mean, you want to buy it from somebody, and they've created the ODL connection with XRP. So if you're a fan of XRP, Uphold's doing everything in their power to push XRP to the next thing. Yes, ATK. We did win our second game of the season to go 2-0. We won 6-0. No offense to be found. I think we had 2 first downs the whole game. The other defense had 1 first down. My quarterback threw an interception, so I basically ran the ball 90% of the time because I didn't think the other team could beat us. Once we got a pick 6 in the early part of the second half, we got a pick 6, and I knew as long as our defense played good, it was over. And we didn't even give up the 50-yard line. We don't have a great quarterback, but we have a really good defense. And I think we have a really good shot at a championship this year. Last year, we lost in the championship, although we were playing a team that, if you were stacking a team and cheating, that's the epiphany of what you don't want your kids to see, that kind of sportsmanship, and it was a shame. So that league folded for that age group because nobody wanted to play anymore after a few seasons. It was my first season there, but all the parents had had enough, and the kids decided not to play. So imagine your 6th, 7th, and 8th graders not playing football because a team literally cheated, stacked their team up. They used Stickum at a game, and the refs didn't do anything about it, and we showed them the can of Stickum, which is illegal, and they said, well, we don't see anything, even though it says it said Stickum right on the thing. They were mocking. They were very bad showmanship, and they just recruited the best players, and just, I don't know, it was just a weird thing. So I ended up coaching in a different district, same league, but instead of coaching all the way out in, like, it's New Haven where I live, it's in Beverly Hills, which is like an hour the opposite way, closer to my house. But I'm happy to be where I'm at. There's no super team, let's just say, from what I can see. So if we're going to win, we're going to win. You're not even talking to me. So, but yeah, that's why I wanted to come on today. Does that make sense to everybody? Miss Vicky, everybody? So watch this 6635. I got to get going here, though. I got things to do, but it's been a good 40 minutes here and 109 people. If you appreciate what I do, even coming in on Saturdays and Sundays, you can always join Tom's Army or send a YouTube super chat, but at least do me proper. Because
it's Sunday fun.
By at least hitting that like button and share this far and wide.
Sunday fun.
$500,000 isn't rich. $500,000. $500,000 is not going to get you very far in this day and age. I don't have $500,000 in liquid assets, but my house is paid for, and I'm closing in on that. We're closing in on that number. I'm probably getting closer to 350, 400 now that I could at least, if I needed to sell stuff at any given time, that's how much liquid cash I could have if I wanted to put it into cash. So no, I'm not a millionaire yet, but you guys have seen me come up quite a long ways already in 3 years. I wish you would have seen me in the beginning. But yeah, don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ today. Stay positive over negativity. And the way we treat each other is truly the biggest indictment on humanity. So just pay attention, be alert, and be positive. You know, be the light. Don't be the darkness. Don't try to make a funny in the comments just because you think that you're going to have a weird flex. Try to learn something today. Instead of wasting my time and everybody else's with a stupid comment that really gets you nowhere, I want you to take it upon yourself if you're one of the critics in the audience. Get in the audience, ask a real question, and start to learn something today. I want you to learn just as much as the ones with the light, even the ones with the dark. We can start to turn you one by one by one. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so much, and be positive.